Yo, what's up? This is the Green Apple Podcast. Today we're going to talk about the 9/21 earthquake.
The September 21st earthquake happened in 1999. The epicenter of the earthquake is in the town of Jiji in Nantou. It was a 7.3 ml earthquake, the second deadliest quake in recorded history in Taiwan. At 1 o'clock local time, the earthquake struck the center of Taiwan and created massive destruction. 2,415 people are killed in the earthquake, and 51,711 houses have completely collapsed. A lot of rescue teams from around the world come to help in digging survivors and help to settle down the people who have made homeless by the earthquake. The media describe it as the quake of the century. This earthquake affects the economy in Taiwan at that time and creates trauma in the people who experience it.
We did some interview to people who live in Taiwan and experienced the 9th September 21 earthquake. Cindy's mom.
I remember it happened in the midnight, and I was sleeping on the bed. When I feel the bed is shaking, I just wondered if somebody just shake my bed. But when I realized it's earthquake, I just screamed because it just shake up and down for few seconds. But I think it would be stop, but it doesn't. It just shake more strong and up and down, right and left, and very terrible, very shocked to me. And I just screamed and call my dad, call my mom and my sister, and we just went to our living room and hold each other and just decide if we should open the door, went outside. But when we decide to do it, it just stopped. But it's like a few minutes, and then we turn on the TV, and it's just terrible because this very strong earthquake happened in Taiwan, and we just call our relatives and friends to see if they were okay. And
Cindy's grandma. Next day, when I watched the news, I realized it was the earthquake at Nantou. Many people got killed. Then I found out one of my friend's mom died during that earthquake. Esther's grandma.
9/11大地震的时候，那一年是1999年，1999年，睡到半夜的时候。
When September 21st earthquake happens, it is in 1999. I remember it was midnight at about 3 o'clock, and I was sleeping. And then the earthquake struck our area 3 times. It was a very strong level 7 earthquake. In Dakeng, which is some distance away near us, a lot of house has broke down because of the shaking. In a village, 2 over 3 houses has collapsed, and also the old houses near the mountain has the same situation, causes many deaths. There is a daughter of our neighbor lives near Xingshe. At that night, she is sleeping in the bed while holding her son, and her husband sleeps in another bed and holds her daughter. When the earthquake happened, the closet fell down and then crashed the mom and boy. Her husband and her daughter has been injured, so the family lost 2 persons in one night. It is really horrible. There is some soldiers from the government that come to help for taking out the corpse. I heard that they are afraid to eat meat after that. The aftershock goes on, and we are all afraid to sleep in our house again. Fortunately, our house did not collapse, but we are just few streets away from the earthquake zone. After the earthquake, we all have trauma inside us. Even a small earthquake can make us panic and flat outside the house. The aftershock is big too, mostly level 4 or 5. The strongest one is 7.9. It's too many years away, so I forgot how strong exactly is the shaking. But I remember our area experience at 7.2. There is so many aftershock that makes everybody afraid. The shaking is not left toward right, but up and down. They say it feels like the whole house has been lifted up. It still affects people's mind even after 1 or 2 years. It is hard for them to forget what they have seen and experienced in September 21st. The bridge is broken, the roads are all pumped and roughs. I have attended rescue team, and when we are delivering the supplies, we cannot even walk through the broken bridge. The roads has been applied pressure so that it rise and form a small mountain. Even children are scared at that time. Today, the kids are maybe about 20 years old, but they still can't forget.
Neil's mom.
So what was your experience of the September 21st earthquake?
921大地震发生的时候，因为是在凌晨。
When 921 earthquake happens, I was sleeping because it was in midnight, and I felt the shaking when I was asleep. I thought I was dreaming, but the shaking became harder and harder, and I thought about whether or not should I escape. Eventually, at that time, I was living in Kaohsiung on the second floor. I suddenly realized that it was an earthquake. The shaking kept going on, so I thought and said to myself that I will not escape or run. The next morning, all the people were saying there is an earthquake last night, and I said, yes, there is a big earthquake last night. When I opened the TV, I can see all the news that it was really a major earthquake and it caused a great damage. The epicenter is in the Jijizhen of Nantou. After I watched the news, I realized that so many people died. A lot of houses broke down, and road is collapsed too. The sports field in the school has horribly damaged because the track has collapsed, and bumps and rubs are all over the place. I also heard that the children cannot go to school on that day because I work in the hospital. So I know that the hospital has created a medical team because the situation required many medical resources to help rescue and recover the earthquake. So our medical team includes nurses and doctors who volunteering to help out in the stricken region. Because my sister is a nurse too, so she is involved in the medical team. After she visited the stricken area, she told us that the situation there is very horrible and scary. Many house was collapsed. The people have nowhere to stay. I can say that this is the scariest earthquake I ever experienced in Taiwan. The September 1st earthquake did a lot of damage to Taiwan. Many lives were lost. People were frightened during the night of the earthquake, but with the help of other people from different areas of Taiwan and around the world, Taiwan recovered very fast. So thanks for listening to Green Apple Podcast, and hope you guys like it. Bye. See you all next time.